Our top story, President Medvedev has signed a cooperation agreement with his Angolan counterpart. The country is the last stop on Medvedev's African tour. And Artizia Gorpiskinov joins me live now from the country's capital, Luanda. Your hello to you now. Tell us a bit more about the results of the meeting between President Medvedev and his Angolan counterpart today.
Well, this was quite a fruitful meeting, just like in the case of Dmitry Medvedev's visit to Egypt, Nigeria and Namibia. Several deals were signed today in Luanda on Friday. They range from just boosting cooperation in the sphere of culture, education, economic ties, and energy and even technical cooperation. The governments of the two countries signed deals aimed to boost the cooperation in all these spheres which I've just named. It's sort of a plan which will last until the year 2013. Also, they've agreed on a deal to boost ties in the spheres of education, because quite a lot of students from Angola have been receiving their higher education both in the USSR and in Russia, including the president of Angola, José Eduardo Bush Santos, who actually received his higher education in the USSR. There were other deals made on Russia taking part in developing the energy resources here in Angola, which is quite rich in minerals and oil. And also Russia is going to help Angola build this satellite communication system in the country. So the two sides agreed that their relationship has been going on for quite some time, and but it does need some improvements. But let's listen to what President Dmitry Medvedev had to say on this.
We have discussed both the economic and humanitarian aspects of our relations. The conclusion we came to was as follows. While our relations are good, in terms of their content, they need some adjustment. We must substantiate our economic relations with major new projects. Some agreements were signed today, but that's just the beginning. We realize that the distance between signed papers and actual results is significant. The most important thing is that we have provided a new impetus for our economic cooperation.
Russia and Angola have been cooperating for quite some time, but if we just compare the numbers, for example, China, which is quite an active player here in Angola, the deals, the total trade turnover back in 2008 between Angola and China was actually mentioned in billions of dollars, while it only nears around $76 million between Angola and Russia. So a lot of improvements needs to be made in this sphere, but relations are quite close.
Well, with Angola, the Russian President Dmitry Medvedev is rounding up his tour of African nations, of which he visited 4 this time. Why is Russia so keen on improving ties with African countries?
Many African countries had quite close ties with the Soviet Union because it helped several of them gain independence. That's also the case with Angola. The Soviet Union helped it gain independence from Portugal. So they had quite close ties with the Soviet Union, but back in the 1990s, after the collapse of the USSR, Russia's foreign policies in Africa weren't as active, and now Moscow is willing to regain this influence in the African region. And also, Dmitry Medvedev said that he was fascinated by this whole continent. He said that it's a diverse continent, and it has a lot of cultures and nations living here, and a lot of work needs to be done here. It has a lot of problems, and so he says that Russia, the Russian government and Russian business is willing to be an active player here once again.
All right, Igor, thanks very much indeed for following the visit of the Russian president to Angola.